Hey everybody, happy Wednesday. Mark Causey here from Black Cat Comics in Rockin' Milpitas. Every Wednesday is New Comic Day and I like to give you some great reasons to get down to your local comic shop and pick up something fun to read. It's a big exciting week, packed with great stuff. Gonna start with the Marvel guys this week because as usual they've got a giant stack of things to talk about. Try and get through them as fast as I can. This is your latest issue of Inhumans vs. X-Men, popularly known as IVX. It's your 5th issue. Got the others all in stock if you're one of the 3 people that hasn't been picking this book up. It's been huge and everybody's been super into it. So if you haven't been following it, grab that 0 issue, catch up to the latest number 5. There's only one more to go. Cool stuff there. Extraordinary X-Men is your IVX tie-in book for the week. This is probably your core X-Men book these days. Seems like most of your X continuity happens in this one as opposed to Uncanny. Amazing Spider-Man is your Clone Conspiracy tie-in for the week. Clone Conspiracy 5 wrapped up last week. There's an Omega issue coming next week, so it's not quite over yet. Again, this book's been really, really solid and a lot of fun. You can read more about this one in our newsletter. Amazing's been really awesome. And The Prowler is your other Clone Conspiracy book for the week. Champions is your Monsters Unleashed event book of the week. All the different Marvel books have been, or at least most of the Marvel books have been getting a .mu tie-in. Champions, it's been really popular right out of the gate. We've got the Black Cat pack for what will be the first arc, and then this one is just sort of a side issue, and then 6 will start the next story arc. Rocket Raccoon is your Grounded book of the week. Maybe you don't know that Grounded is an event, but it's crossing over between all of your Guardians of the Galaxy titles as everybody gets ramped up for Guardians of the Galaxy 2. 4 Avengers books this week to talk about. This is Uncanny Avengers. That's the one that's got Deadpool in it. Occupy Avengers, this really awesome Nick Fury cover. You're like, wait, I thought Nick Fury was dead. Great Lakes Avengers. This one might be flying under your radar, but a little bit like Patsy Walker. It's kind of fun, kind of different, not your usual end-of-the-world stuff. And Avengers 4.1 is your flashback Avengers tale. This one is a bit retro, going back to the original team change when Quicksilver, Scarlet Witch, and Hawkeye joined up. Cool Masters cover there. And the 100th issue of the Thunderbolts. This is your last semi-Avengers book for the week. I know this is only number like 8 or something of the current run, but this is your 100th issue going back to the original. Fun stuff. Always been a fan of the Thunderbolts. Elektra is back with her own title. This is the first issue of a new ongoing. They've been expanding the Daredevil stuff with Bullseye and Kingpin, and now Elektra. She joins a long list of the Women of Marvel characters like Hulk, formerly She-Hulk. This book has been huge. This is the 3rd issue. We've still got 1 and 2 in stock if you get here fast. Lots of ladies of Marvel this week, like Scarlet Witch, one of my all-time favorite characters. This book has been really, really solid. James Robinson's a great writer, and he's been doing a good job with this book. And it doesn't cross over with anything. It's pretty independent, so if you're looking for something very solid, Scarlet Witch is your book. Spider-Gwen, crossing over with Spider-Man Miles Morales. Spider-Woman. The Mighty Captain Marvel. This is the 2nd issue of her new series following from the Civil War II stuff. If you loved Civil War II like everybody did, you might want to grab the 1st issue of Mighty Captain Marvel and catch up to this week's issue number 2. And Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur rounds out your Women of Marvel for the week. This is another one that's been flying under the radar, but people who are reading it really, really like it, so you may want to grab the 1st issue and see what all the buzz is about. Captain America Steve Rogers. My favorite title these days. Everybody knows I'm a big Cap fan. I know you just got number 11 last week. That was the end of the 2nd arc. This is the beginning of the 3rd arc. This one will feed into the Secret Empire stuff that's going to be rolling out this summer. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you might want to go to the Marvel website and start figuring it out. This book's going to be huge. Infamous Iron Man. Speaking of huge, there's my man Victor right there on the cover. This book has been really, really cool. Kind of dark, but very, very solid. If you're a old school FF fan like I am, you're going to want to be following Infamous Iron Man. Cool seeing Doom try to be the good guy. Black Panther number 11. And Thanos. Another couple of books everybody's been waiting on. Can't say enough about Thanos. A couple of Deadpool books. Deadpool the Duck. Because you loved Howard the Duck, so you wanted to see him as Deadpool, and there you go. Spider-Man Deadpool with Nightcrawler. Cool Nightcrawler cover there. Ghost Rider. I told you there were a million Marvel books this week. There's all new Wolverine there on the cover of Ghost Rider. Mosaic. And Solo rounds out your like 25 or 28 Marvel books for the week. Lots of great stuff from those guys. Always a solid week from DC too. It's what I like to call Legacy Week. Action Comics, the one that started it all. And Detective Comics, the one that gave you your favorite superhero, Batman. That's number 951. Very solid. And Wonder Woman rounds out my all-time greats for the week. Don't get any better than those three. Lots of Batman stuff to always talk about. This is Batman Beyond, wrapping up the first arc. And this is Batman 66 teaming up with Wonder Woman 77. Can't say enough about this title. Still got a couple copies of number 1 in stock. This is the second issue. Can't say enough about how much fun this is. And I always like to talk about, I always like when Batman Beyond and Batman 66 come out in the same week. Nice fun dichotomy there. And Batgirl rounds out your Bat stuff for the week. And Supergirl Being Super rounds out your Super stuff for the week. Justice League of America number 1 picks up where Justice League of America Rebirth finished. This one picks up after Justice League Suicide Squad number 6. Obviously you read Justice League Suicide Squad because everybody did, so you know why Lobo's there hooking up with Batman. That book's been a lot of fun. Suicide Squad, one of the other huge books DC has these days. Doesn't really need much introduction because, well, it's got Harley Quinn right there on the cover. And Teen Titans with your man Damian right there. Those are your team books of the week, unless you count Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps. Sure, the Green Lantern Corps is a team book, but it's mostly Hal. That's your Lantern book of the week. Flash, DC's biggest TV star, has his latest issue this week. And Blue Beetle. Flash and Blue Beetle are your nice guys of the DCU. Deathstroke and Hellblazer are your not as nice guys of the DCU. I want to talk about this book, The Kamandi Challenge. This one commemorates Jack Kirby's 100th birthday. Everybody knows who Jack Kirby is. Everybody should know who Kamandi is. This book is really, really cool. Conceptually, they've got a different creative team on each issue. Each issue ends in a cliffhanger, and then the new creative team has to solve that cliffhanger and create a new one in the next issue. Lots and lots of fun. Kind of throwback, sci-fi, 70s stuff. Like I say, everybody loves Kirby. Everybody loves Kamandi. Grab that number 1. Pick up this number 2. See what all the buzz is about. Future Quest is your Hanna-Barbera book for the week. Been encouraging you guys to pick this up. The trade paperbacks for the first volumes are rolling out of this and Scooby Apocalypse and some of the others. If you haven't been up on those, grab the trades, catch up to the current issue. Yes, that's Space Ghost on the cover. What more do you need? And Astro City. Much like Thunderbolts, Astro City reaches its 100th issue. You know I'm always talking up Astro City. Kurt Busiek is one of the best superhero writers of all time. And Alex Ross covers. I mean, what more do you want? This book has been top notch. Pick up this anniversary issue and see what I'm always talking about. Great week for all the other guys too. The Visitor is your Mignola book of the week. I'm always talking up his stuff with Hellboy and Ape Sapien and all the great stuff that they do. Serenity, No Power in the Verse is your Whedonverse book of the week. It's another thing I'm always talking up. Dark Horse does a great job with Buffy and Angel and Firefly and all that kind of stuff. And Alien vs. Predator starts a new issue this week. Another licensed property that Dark Horse has always done a fantastic job with. Dark Horse does all kinds of other stuff besides licensed things, but these are the ones I like to talk about because they're the ones I follow. But go to darkhorse.com and check out all the other things that they do. Maybe you have a couple image books on your list. Monstrous is probably one of them. Can't say enough about how hot this book is. If there's a book that's catching up to Saga, if there's a book that might be catching up to Walking Dead, this is it. If you haven't read Monstrous, grab that Image First #1, grab the trade paperback. Can't say enough about great stories and great art. The Old Guard is a new book by my man Greg Rucka. You know, we're always talking up Greg Rucka and the awesome stuff he does. This is your first issue, gotta have it, image book of the week. Outcast is your 25-cent book of the week. Image has been doing all these quarter books as jump-in points for different titles. So make sure you grab that, because what the heck, a comic for 25 cents. Curse Words #2. This is your cool retro Image homage flashback cover. #1 totally sold out. I would expect #2 to sell out even faster, so make sure you get into your shop quick for that one. And Stray Bullets is my image book of the week, because I love me some David Lapham. This book is dark, darker than dark, but really heavy, but very cool. Again, great stories, great art. Star Trek and Green Lantern is my DC IDW book of the week. I love company crossovers. I love, I guess that just pretty much says it all. They've done a great job with their Star Trek crossovers, with their Planet of the Apes crossovers. Fun stuff. Kiss the Demon is my Dynamite book of the week. It's more of a title than a statement, I guess. Everybody loves Gene. Letter 44 is my Oni Press book of the week. I'd be really curious to see the real letter that 44 left for 45. Jughead is my Archie book of the week. I've been really encouraging you guys to check out Archie, Betty and Veronica, Jughead, Reggie and Me, Afterlife, Chilling Adventures. Archie is just really knocking it out of the park these days. Check out our podcast from last week to hear more about our analysis of all this great Archie stuff. Divinity 3 is my Valiant book of the week. Always encouraging you guys to have a Valiant book on your list. If you haven't taken my word for it yet, pick up Exo Manowar #1 when it drops, because that's going to be really awesome. And Street Fighter vs. Darkstalkers rounds out my stuff for the week. That's your book from Udon. Everybody loves the Street Fighters. Not a whole lot of all